Hi and welcome to Old Time Knowledge. Well, in this video, I'm departing from the scary recipes to bring you something different. I'm going to show you how to make quick chicken and rice soup with this canned chicken. You can obviously buy chicken in a can, but this is my home canned chicken breast, just boneless, skinless chicken breast, raw packed. It's perfect. This is the quickest thing to put together. We love this. I make other things with it. I have another video of me making chicken and pastry with this kind of chicken. But the thing I love about it is it really shortens your time. You're not having to take all the time to cook it and get the chicken so that it's falling apart. It's already falling apart because it's been pressure cooked as it canned. So what I just added was a pint of water to this, and I'll probably be adding more water later. Well, there's another cup, so it's 3 cups of water I've added. And then I'm just going to add some bouillon. And if you have, if you have chicken broth, you can use that. But I happen to be using bouillon. Sometimes I use some of my canned chicken broth, but I'm running low, so that's not what I'm using here. And I'm putting enough bouillon in here to match the number of cups of water that I added, which was 3 cups. So for this, that's about 6 teaspoons of bouillon for this particular kind. It's this broth base, this Orrington Farms broth base. This is some good broth base. I really like this. But anyway, so that's what I've used. So now I have got the rice that I need to add. I've been waiting for the broth to start heating up and everything. So I've added a half a cup of rice. That's it. You can add more rice if you want. Of course, if you add more rice, you're going to need to add more water. You can adjust the amount of water based on how much broth you want. You can add more broth seasoning if it's not flavorful enough when you taste it. So now at this point, all I need to do is wait for this rice to come up and cook. And once the rice is cooked through, this soup is ready to serve because the chicken's already done. It's already super tender and shredded and ready to go. So I'm just sort of stirring this around a little bit. And with rice, it'll take about 15 minutes or so for it to cook, maybe 20 minutes. I don't worry about putting the lid on because I'm not steaming rice here. I'm just keeping an eye on it. I don't usually use a full jar of chicken when I make this. Sometimes I do. In this case, I did. But you can use as much chicken as you want. I'm trying to just show you the principle here. You can make it your own. If you wanted to cut up some carrots or some celery or something like that to go in here, you could do that. If you want to add other herbs, you can do that. But the great thing about this is just such a comfort food, chicken and rice soup. If you like to have your chicken and rice soup so that it's, the rice is really, really almost soft and mushy and it almost is more like a porridge than like a broth-based soup, then just cook it longer until the rice absorbs more broth. But in this case, I'm just going to cook this until the rice is al dente because that's how we like it. So I'm going to speed through this part and then take you to where it's about done so you can see how it looks. All right, so I'm just speeding this up because, you don't need to just watch this slowly boil. But at some point, I'm going to be adding some more water because that always happens as the rice absorbs the broth. I need to add a little bit more water just to make sure that there's enough in there so that there's some broth in the soup when I actually go to serve it because this rice will continue to soak up the broth. And y'all, this tastes so good. Look at that. So this looks like it's pretty much done. The rice is cooked. It's kind of al dente. The chicken is shredded and it's great. So this is ready for me to serve. All right, so I've moved it off the burner. I have a nice big bowl over here. I'm going to serve some up for my son for lunch. He loves this, y'all. He loves this so much. And this is so much better for him than opening a can of Campbell's or making ramen. He also likes ramen, but he's not really eating so much of that stuff lately. But anyway, this chicken and rice soup, it's nutritious. It's delicious. It's just such a comforting meal. So let me get this served up in this bowl. And there's a lot of things you can add with this. If you wanted to give it sort of like a sort of Mexican soup flavor, you can add a couple of squeezes of lime juice and then sprinkle some cilantro on top. You can do that with also chicken noodle soup and it's really good. But you can sprinkle some parsley on top, which is what I'm going to do. It's not fresh parsley because I don't have fresh parsley, but I'll sprinkle some dried parsley on top. You can sprinkle some pepper in there. Just really make it your own. The point is, you might not have thought about making this with your canned chicken, but this is a perfect thing to make with it. It's so good, and you'll be happy that you have this. All right, there it is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll try this out and let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like chicken and rice soup? I mean, you can make all kinds of chicken soups if you have chicken in jars in your pantry. So make sure you do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.